if you got 3 trucks and you're dispatching them and you're averaging them 6,000 to 8,000, and you're charging 10% of that. So let's take the middle number, 700. So
Right.
That's
Per truck.
per truck. Exactly.
Understood.
So, and if you're averaging them 7,000 a week at 10%, that's 700 to you times 3. That's 2,100 a week gross, not net, but gross to the dispatcher. Times, now you do the numbers, times 4 times. Look at the eyes blowing up.
Modern slavery barely making wages. Can someone explain it? When there wasn't one, we made a way so no one could erase it. Only fear I know is never trying. Life is what you make it. Whether I win or lose, I won't fold, oh no. Ambition to hustle. Ambition to hustle.
I'm Amber Hurley. I specialize in marketing, promotion, and event planning. I also manage influencers and entertainers. But could you introduce yourself?
Charles, my name is Charles. I'm the owner and the instructor of the Exodus Logistics Learning Center. I instruct primarily right now in freight dispatching and freight brokering. We have other disciplines that we're introducing, but right now it's just dispatching and freight brokering in the transportation industry.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. I want to know a little bit about both.
Okay.
Do you mind going into details?
Of course.
Okay.
The freight dispatcher is someone who contracts with the motor carriers, the truck drivers, the owner operators, and find loads for their trucks. They get paid to do that.
Okay.
They are their own companies. They form their own businesses, and they pretty much control their own destiny. A freight broker is someone who has to have a license or a broker authority. They're the ones who arrange for the transportation of freight, and they sell the freight or they broker the freight to the truck drivers. So that's the difference. A broker needs to have an authority, a license, and the dispatcher does not.
Okay. How long have you been in the business?
I started this company in 2019, but I've been in transportation for longer than that.
Okay. So I know right now we're at the Exodus Learning Logistics Center.
Exodus Logistics Learning Center.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So when did you start? When did you open this center up?
Literally in March.
March of 2023?
Yeah, March of this year.
Okay, and what's the goal?
The goal is to incorporate in-person trainings on week-long in-person trainings for the discipline of dispatching and the discipline of freight brokering.
Yes, sir. Okay, so right now you do a lot of your training online.
The majority of my trainings are online. We have an online presence, a 90-day training via Zoom.
Yes.
But my goal is to have in-person trainings here for week-longs in freight brokering and dispatching.
Okay, so when are you starting the in-person?
Ideally, I wanted to start it the first and third weeks of each month, starting in September. I got people right now for the 18th, the third week of September. But if I can get a larger crowd to come in, maybe October, November, just in ongoing, that would be ideal.
Yes, sir. So what's the cost to go ahead and register for the class?
The week-long dispatcher training is $3.99 for that.
$3.99. Okay.
And the broker is $4.99.
$4.99. So the dispatcher. So you did tell us the difference between dispatcher and freight broker. However, what is the more lucrative business of the two?
Great question. It depends. There's several variables involved in that. So because you could be a dispatcher and you could have 10 trucks dispatching for them, making money, and you could be a broker and don't have any customers moving loads.
Okay.
Or on the flip side, you could be a broker with a bunch of customers moving load and a dispatcher without any trucks to move. But theoretically, it would be a broker.
A broker?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you currently in the business or are you just strictly teaching and instructing?
Teaching and instructing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But how many students do you feel like you've taught in the last 2 to 3 years?
Since 2019, since starting the company, I've accumulated about 3,000 dispatch students and about 1,500. Well, I'll be fair, about 9 to 1,000 freight broker students.
Wow. And these are people all over the world.
All over the world. Yeah, it used to be in the country, but now all over the world. I got students in Russia. I got students in South Africa. So yeah, as long as you have an internet, a cell phone, and or a landline, and a laptop or a desktop, you can pretty much dispatch. So
yeah, so that was my next question. Who are you looking for to come register for the classes?
Someone who wants to be a self-starter. Someone who's looking to end their 9 to 5, who's tired of the 9 to 5, who wants to be independent. And
Yes.
wants to start their own company.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you recommend someone working full time to get in this industry, or would they be able to, do you think they would be able to balance the two?
So you're saying if someone had a job already working, they want to go through the training?
Yes.
It's not impossible, but it will be challenging, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Even a person working part-time will be challenging because the content I give you is a lot of content.
Right.
So
Right.
now, ideally, if you had like an overnight 30 shift job, like a
Yes.
11 to 7, then you can spend the day,
Okay.
in the dispatching or broker. So
Understood. So would it be more women or male dominant as far as dispatcher? Or?
you trying to get me in trouble?
I just want to know.
Women are taking over in
Okay.
the transportation industry, specifically on the trucking side. There's more women truck drivers now.
Wow.
But yeah,
I
exactly.
did not know.
Yeah. But anyone, as far as their sex orientation, can be in it, male or female. So
How young can you start?
I would prefer to be at least 18.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So you saying like a college student could possibly, take the course and the training and go right into the field?
Correct. Yeah, that would be ideal. I would prefer you to come here and get some education here and then get into almost like a trade, if you will.
Absolutely.
Exchange that for going into debt, like going to college.
Right. Yeah. So like myself, I would love to look into, you said September 18th?
September 18th, that week, that which is the third week of September,
Yes.
Monday through Friday,
Monday
9
through Friday.
a.m. to 12 noon, we'll have dispatch training.
Okay.
So if a person can get up that early, come over here, get some
So you
training.
said $3.99.
$3.99. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm interested.
Okay.
I think I'm
So you go to
interested.
the website.
Yes, sir.
The contact information.
Yes, sir. I just want to know a little more though. Like, what does your day to day look like?
Day to day is
How
because
early are you waking up?
I'm usually get up early, 4 or 5 a.m.
4 or 5
Because
a.m.
I work out, exercise, and I
Okay.
sit still sometimes, meditate a little bit, get my
Yes.
thoughts together, and
Okay.
then I'm off and running. So
Yeah, because I'm only asking because I know as far as like truck drivers, I know they're like not really around the clock, but somewhat around
Right.
the clock.
So as a dispatcher, you're saying as it relates to the dispatching,
Yes, sir.
being in synonymous with the truck driver's time,
Absolutely.
you probably need to be available, not sitting next to your phone waiting on a call, but at least have the ring on so if they do call you or text you, you'll be able to respond to them this evening. Yeah.
Okay. So, you say you started in 2019. It ain't like it was 2 years ago when the PPPs and all of that was circulating around.
Right.
As far as the trucking industry, how is that currently?
Trucking industry has its ebbs and flows like anything, but we're in an industry, transportation, where it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Because even during the pandemic, you have what's called essential workers
Yes, sir.
and transportation,
Mhm.
still transporting the goods to the grocery stores or to the whatever places they need to go.
Right.
So they were still working, so it was still movement.
Mhm.
So I'll be honest, right now the rates are down in the transportation industry, but they still exist. So truck drivers they're not averaging $8,000 to $10,000 a week. They may be averaging $6,000 to $8,000 a week, but
Mm.
they're still making money.
Right. So I hope these people are picking up what you're putting down. I mean, because it seems like it's a industry that's like wide open. Like myself, a lot of industries are like oversaturated at the moment.
And I get that question a lot on the dispatcher side.
Okay.
Is the industry oversaturated with a lot of dispatchers? And I'll say yes.
Okay.
It is with dispatchers who don't know what they're doing.
Understood.
So my job as an instructor is to filter out that oversaturated dispatchers and train dispatchers in a way that I believe at least they should train or they should move loads for their drivers.
Yeah.
So
with your students, so I come in and I'll do the in-person week course.
Mhm.
So is it like, then you just throw me to the wolves, or do you hold my hand
No,
through the
no.
process?
put
Like,
your
I
hand,
want to
feet,
know.
leg, put you on the shoulder, everything. So
Okay.
I put you onto a process in dispatching. We show you what the equipment type you want to target,
Okay.
the type of trucks that the drivers drive. We show you different methods and ways of getting the carriers.
Mhm.
Once you get the carriers, how to get them under contract. Then we show you how to find loads on the load boards. And then we show you how to call the brokers to book those loads for the drivers. And then we show you how to invoice the carriers for your service of dispatching. So we give you a whole workflow and a
Understood.
process.
Understood. So, I mean, I just want to know what does a good month look like for you?
Oh, you know, my pockets now. You got to try to get my
Money
pockets.
in your pocket.
No, just kidding. You mean as far as
just
so
not even
as far as me, the
lucrative
trainer, a
Trainer.
good month is fine. But as far as a dispatcher it depends on how many trucks they have and they're dispatching for and what they're charging as far as a percentage between 5 and 10%. So I can say if you got 3 trucks and you're dispatching them and you're averaging them 6,000 to 8,000, you're charging 10% of that. So let's take the middle number, 700. So
right
7, that's
per truck.
per truck. Exactly.
Understood.
So and if you're averaging them 7,000 a week at 10%, that's 700 to you times 3, that's 2,100 a week gross, not net, but gross to the dispatcher. Times now you do the numbers times 4 times 3. Look, the eyes blowing up. Yeah. So
the average dispatcher normally will have how many trucks? I know you just said 3.
Right. So I train my dispatchers to try to handle between 3 to 5 trucks.
3 to 5. Okay.
Somewhere in that range,
Gotcha.
because I want you to dispatch for your 3rd, 4th, or 5th truck the same way you did it for the first truck.
Understood.
If you
Yeah,
get to
you
a
don't
point
want to
you
spread
can't.
yourself thin.
Exactly. You get to a
Understood.
point when you can't do that, then whatever that number is, that's where you stop.
Right. Okay.
You know,
That makes sense.
I got some dispatchers who are making 6 figures. I got one dispatcher who leveraged her income in dispatching, and she was doing other things too, and she purchased like warehouses and stuff like that. Now she's a millionaire. So now that's a one-off. I don't want to tell you guys that that's going to happen to everyone.
Absolutely. No.
But if you leverage what you're doing and you go into other spaces, other industries and sectors, you can put the income that you made from dispatching and into other areas, real estate, whatever. You know?
Yes, yeah, you always want to make those investments. So I just want to know, how did you get into this industry? Just overall, I know you say you've been in it, but how did you?
Yeah, got the same way everyone else did. Started by driving, got your CDL,
Okay.
drove box truck for a number of years, started working in transportation, had my own dispatching company, worked with freight brokerages as an agent, as an advisor, and then finally decided, hey, because I'm getting older and jumping in and out of that truck was bothering me. So I said, you know what? I can still teach what I know.
Absolutely.
So that's
So you didn't have to go to get like no certain amount of training from anywhere to say, hey, I want to be an instructor.
So I came up under another gentleman who introduced me to the instructing side, and then I just took it because I was in his platform, and I was answering all the basic questions for all the students so much that they were actually not even asking him anymore.
Wow.
So he came to me one day and said, man, you need to just go ahead and start a basic level training. And
Absolutely.
that was in 2019. I took that and ran with it.
Yes, and I know you, not forever, but for some time now, and you are definitely like a wealth of knowledge, and you're very inspiring. When we come around, you always, just have a smile on your face, and you want to just pour,
Yeah.
whether it's the information or the energy, and I greatly appreciate that. And I thank you for sitting down with me today. Is there anything else you want to say or tell the people, or?
Transportation industry, dispatcher, freight broker, come join us.
Yes.
Come get your financial freedom back, independence, be your own boss.
Where can they find you?
They can find me at www.exodusdispatchingandtraining.com. They can email me at exoduslogisticsllc@yahoo.com, or they can call me at 757-515-1684.
All right.
All right.
All right. Till next time, y'all.
All right.